Hi, friend. Today is all about creating blog content. So, you know, a blog is important. It's a way to connect with your audience, it's a way to stay top of mind, communicate information that's going to help your students. So, now it's time to think about content. And so, first things first, why plan your content? So, I want to relate this to creating a yoga sequence. When you were first a yoga teacher and going to teach your first few classes, you didn't just walk in and wing it, you planned your sequence. It saves your sanity, gives you confidence, allows you to know what you're doing ahead of time, and so there's no winging it involved. And that is what I want you to do with blogging. I don't want you to wing it. I want you to be really intentional about what you're sharing with your audience. And we're going to go through step by step how to plan your content. And I promise it's way easier than you think. I promise. So, first things first, I suggest that you use Google Docs for planning your content. And there's a few reasons for that. But basically, what if your computer dies? Okay? What if you lose your notebook? Let's just use what we have at our fingertips, and that is the good friend Google. So if you create a folder, I suggest that you create a folder on your Google Drive for blog. Just whatever you want to call your blog. I literally have blogging as my folder. So have that folder. And then once you've done that, I want you to decide your frequency of how often you want to blog. I want to say this again, consistency matters more than frequency. So I don't want you to tell me once a year. That's not going to help connect with your audience or grow your business online or in person. But what will do that is as little as one time a month. So many people come out of the gate and want to do something weekly or daily. My goodness, please don't do that at first. But I would suggest once a month. And then the beauty of this is that all you have to think about is just 12 topics. It's just 12. You can think about 12 topics. That's so simple. So let's just assume for this exercise, you are going to choose once a month. Once you get in that rhythm, if you would like to increase the frequency, I highly encourage doing that. I am at once a week and it's working really, really well. So I would suggest working up to about once a week. As a yoga teacher, that seems to be a great frequency, but seriously, starting out at once a month is perfect. So now you have your frequency of once a month. Now it's time to brainstorm those 12 topics, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to find some space on your calendar. If it's right now, great. If not, that's fine. Just do it another time and give yourself 30 minutes. That's all you need. You actually could probably do this in less, but I really like the creative juices flowing for a little bit before you nail down some topics. So set a timer for 30 minutes. And what I want you to know is that sometimes it takes a little bit for those creative juices to start flowing. So maybe you have a little meditation time at the very beginning and then go into it. Get yourself in the right headspace in order to do this. And know that you don't have to stop at 12. As a matter of fact, I don't want you to stop at 12. If you get to 12 topics and you are still on a roll, I want you to keep writing. Because the thing is that most often you're going to be able to combine some of those to become your 12, and you get to use that piece of content, whatever you brainstormed, as social media posts too. It's not just going to sit on a piece of paper or in your Google Docs or however you're brainstorming this. It's not going to be wasted, I promise. So just keep writing. It's really exciting to see that process come to life. So when you're brainstorming, think about your ideal student. Now, you can think about everyone in the world, but I'm going to suggest that you really get down and think about your ideal student in that signature class of yours. That is who I want you to be writing your blogs for. If you don't know who that is, make sure to get the guide because it is so simple. It walks you through the process of really identifying who your student is, and so you can start learning more about that person. So start thinking about that person. With that person in mind, I want you to think about what they ask about after your class. So if you're teaching your dream class, whatever that may be, if you're teaching that, I want you to think of someone in your class that often asks questions afterwards. Are they asking about alignment with their body? Are they asking about breath? Are they asking about yoga clothes? Are they asking about a home practice? What are they asking about? What do you find yourself talking about? What do you find yourself talking about in general about yoga? Finding out what your passion is and how you want to help your ideal student and giving that information to them is so critical. So just brainstorm as many things as you can possibly think about. Then once you do that, I want you to pick the 12 that you want to work with for your blogs. Again, you might have more than 12 when you're brainstorming, but identify just 12 for blogging. You can use the rest on social media. You can combine a few things to create a blog. Just make sure that you come up with your 12 or whatever your frequency is. And then the next step is to assign that topic to a month. So what I want you to do once you have that month, so let's say you go back to Google Docs, so you've got your folder, and then I want you to create a document for each month. So January through December. And in that, I want you to say January : planning your home practice, whatever the topic is. So at a moment's notice, when you look in your Google Docs folder, you can see that January is about this, February is about this, March is about this. You get the point. So you'll be able to see all of that at a moment's notice. Once you have those set up and you have everything assigned to a month, and on that note, some things will make sense to put on a specific month. Other things can really go anywhere, so don't worry too much about it. Just put it anywhere. Just have a topic in a month. That's what you want to do. The next thing I want you to do is to, in each of those topics, while you're still in this creative content mode, write any notes that you have about that topic. Nothing has to be written right now. I want you to have bullet points of just information. Nothing has to be written, okay? So just write your notes down, however that is in your brain. So if it's planning a home practice, maybe you want to say, this is a space, you want to have this, and this in the space. That's all you need to know right now. Whatever the case may be, just write what's in your mind right now, because trust me, that will come in handy later. The next thing to do is to outline your content. So you can do this continuing on your 30-minute brainstorm session, or you can do it another time, and you can even do it month by month. It's up to you and how you like to do this. And what I find is that as soon as those documents are created, things will come to your mind throughout the year, and you'll just add to them as the year goes on. So don't really feel like you have to do something right now for November's blog, if now is January. But just think about it and know that that's where the topics are, so you can always add notes to them. So when I say outline your content, what I mean is I want you to outline the 3 main points you want to make. So taking that idea of planning your home practice, 3 main points you want to get across to your audience, and then the one takeaway. So if you're talking about planning your home practice, maybe the one takeaway you want your audience to do is to create a space in their home, okay? And so you want them to have the action. You never want your blog to be somewhere where it's just they get the information and they just stop there. You want them to take action, because remember, you are helping solve a problem in their life. That's why they're connected to you. So share content and have them take an action. Give them a direction. We are all looking for direction. So put yourself in that student's mind, and what are they looking for? Because if they're looking to create a home practice, you better believe they want to take an action with that. So make sure you identify the 3 main points and the one takeaway action you want them to do. Then the next step is to plan when you're going to write your content. So I want you to actually put this on your calendar, schedule it out. This is really month by month, okay? So you don't have to write all your blogs at one time. If something strikes you and you're like, oh, I want to write 3 of them right now, then go for it. But in an ideal world, I want you to plan yourself some time to write your blog at least a week before you want it to go live. And the reason for that is this. I want you to plan your writing time, and then I want you to be able to sleep and come back to it. Because you'll read it with fresh eyes, you'll catch those spelling errors that are in no way, shape, or form going to wreck your blog. I have typos all over the place. It's really okay. You'll get better and better with time as you continue to write. But the idea is that you'll catch things after you've slept. And so you get to be your own editor, okay? So you don't have to outsource that. When you're ready to outsource that, that's fine. But you don't have to do that right away. You can create that editing process for yourself if you give yourself enough time. So I want you to write the blog, make sure it's just cleaned up and edited, and then you will need to create some images and some social media posts to actually promote it. Because the next step is to schedule it and have it go live. Once it's live, you can't expect people to find it on their own. We are so busy. That we're not going out and searching our favorite blogger's new blog until you really, really love them. Like, you're just not doing that. So you have to share your content. So if you have this beautifully created content that you're sharing with the world, post it on social media. Make sure if you have an email list, you're promoting it there. So whatever images or text you need for that, then I want you to create that too. And that way you make sure to promote it, because otherwise you're doing all of the blogging work for nothing. Because again, people aren't just going to find it on your own or on their own. I know this was helpful for you, as it was so helpful for me when I was first starting blogging. You'll find your system, whatever it is, but just follow this one for a few months and see if it works for you and find your groove. Once you find it, I promise you it will work like clockwork, and you will just be writing. You'll increase your frequency in no time at all, because you'll have so much you want to share with your ideal student. Have fun with it. Be the authentic you. Have a great time. Until next time, see you later.